Okay, this is the review of my installation of my new HD 6950. Last time I had a video for you guys, I showed you my case and my current setup and some of the parts that were given to me, as well as my budget build. So basically today I get an upgrade, so pretty sweet. 6950. I have a friend who has one of these, and he said that the performance on it is great, and I actually suggested it for him. And I've been using the 6850, which has been good, and I have it overclocked to 850, and the memory overclocked, so getting a nice extra speed there. But I probably want to have it a little bit future-proof, play some games down the road. I'm not a heavy gamer, but I like to have high-quality textures and resolution settings, so it would be nice to be able to have an upgrade. So this was on sale, $239 on Newegg, and I read a lot of reviews between the 1 gigabyte version and the 2 gigabyte version, and really between the performance, even on the highest resolutions of 2560 by 1440, the 1 gig version had no difference in performance with frames per second versus the 2, which might change in a few years. And I know I said I want it to be future proof. But I'm only running at 1920 by 1080, and so I just decided it wasn't worth paying an extra almost $80 for a 2 gig version. Pretty much you could have just gone to a 6970 for just another $40 or $30. So I particularly chose this one because of the cooling. My case, of course, is very quiet. When I showed it to you guys last time, right now the fans are on about on the low setting. So you can see they're all the way down, and you can't hear it. It's awesome. So I wanted to be able to keep the same quiet setting for the most part. I do wear headphones sometimes when I play, so I didn't want anything to be too loud, even though the stock fan and heatsink actually cools it very well when it's turned up all the way. I really didn't feel like having it that loud. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open up the box. I guess it's kind of an unboxing too, and we will see what the card looks like. Cool. So this is what it is unboxed, and this is probably the largest reference design for the 6950 that I saw. All the other cards were slightly smaller in the length of the card itself. So they used, actually, I believe, a 6970 reference card for this 6950 from Gigabyte. The cooler, of course, is quite interesting. It looks like they've got maybe some type of vapor, copper on the bottom, an aluminum fin heatsink, and a large heat pipe that goes right into a separate heatsink, and it's cooled by 3, I guess, looks like 90mm fans. So pretty nice, pretty sick. The reason why I chose this card is because of the rep it had for being quiet, as well as for being able to cool very sufficiently. This is the overclocked version, so this is its 870 megahertz core clock, and I believe the memory, I can't remember the memory. I think it's 1100. Probably put a notation up there to correct myself if I'm wrong, but very large, very awesome. I do love what they did by sending these plastic covers, it looks like plastic, over these the pins and also the crossfire connectors. Just nice, because sometimes you end up touching them all and it's just not very good. So I do like that. I've never owned a Gigabyte video card before, so this is my very first, although I've bought several of their motherboards, and I've bought other pieces and parts from them. Of course, it came with a driver's CD, but I'll be installing my drivers from AMD's website, and the manual, and it came with a disc or coupon for Dirt 3. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it into the computer. Especially with this case now, I should have tons of room, and I'm pretty pumped up about that. So I'll show you what it looks like installed. So now we're in the case, and we've got it running. Everything should be hooked up correctly. I've started the computer. I'm actually running a few benchmarks right now. For any of you that saw that my first video, this card is a little larger than the 6850, that's for sure. Of course, using the 6970, I think, reference card for this, it comes out much bigger. So Gigabyte did that, and quite a bit further. I don't think this would have fit inside of my Cooler Master Scout case. It would have been a really close call. But as you can see here, I have plenty of room between the CD-ROM bay and the card itself. So very nice. Very happy with that. And then it does require, of course, 2 6-pins, not an 8 and a 6, which is nice. So it's a little bit less power draw than some of the other high-end cards like the NVIDIA series, the 470 and the 480, or the 570, 580. So that's not too bad. It's actually very quiet, just as I had hoped. I've got actually my fans right now on high, so thought I'd wait there for a second. Nice quietness. It's pretty much what it would sound like when I'm playing a game at the moment. The fans are, of course, you can see spinning, so no trickery. And it does seem to be doing quite well. I will say also that this card is running very cool. I am very impressed. Very nice. And I'm sure it could be overclocked quite a lot if given enough power, enough juice, and those things. Actually, we'll go over here and we'll see. I've got Combuster running right now, and for the temperatures, just to kind of show you, I mean, right now it's running at it's 59 degrees, 58. For a video card that I've ever owned, that's pretty cold for just cooling that comes already on it without modding it yourself. I do have it slightly overclocked past the stock that it came with. It was overclocked stock when it came. This is the overclocked version, but I do have it at 900. I am only using the Catalyst Control Center to put it at 900, simply just because some may say, you know, clock it higher. But for me, I really like the ability to have power savings, at least on the graphics card when it's not being used. If I use MSI Afterburner, I could use profiles and downclock it when I'm not using it. But this just does it automatically. So using Catalyst Control Center, just overclocking it to 900, which is the max it'll allow you to do, it's pretty fast. I haven't really played a lot of games yet, but I'm pretty sure that I don't think I'll need more than that. I've only got the Athlon quad-core CPU, so I don't know if it really can feed me more information that can be processed at more than that. So I think my processor will probably be my bottleneck. But I'm pretty happy with it right now. We'll test it out, and we'll do some other 3D marks, maybe some Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, just to see how it does all together. But very cool, very nice. And of course the memory is not what I had said. It is actually running at 1300. That's where I have it overclocked to. So overall, very nice. And of course idle temps are like 30 degrees, so it's pretty cold. So pretty awesome. And if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them when I can. But for now, that's pretty much it. I'll post some more stuff later.